Hey guys, happy Monday. So, I woke up at about 1:30 a.m., had my coffee, and it's been conspiracy ever since. So, I guess that's what I'm going to talk about today. A little bit of the MK Ultra, a little bit of the DBT conspiracy, and yeah, feeling a little goofy. So, let's get into it. Okay. Chat GPT. Have you guys tried it out? Um, I watched a video recently on AI friends and kind of the dangers of AI friends. And I had mentioned in the comments that I tried an AI friend like many years ago, just to see what it was. And they kind of misconstrued it as I didn't have any real friends, which isn't true. I do. I have real friends. Um, I don't feel like I see them often enough. But Chat GPT, I can see where that could get a little addictive because when you ask it a question, it kind of taps into your emotions when it responds. Um, but I got a lot of really good information off of there this morning. Okay, but first, before I get into that, conspiracy, um, YouTube for days has been recommending to me disaster videos. Um, like buildings crumbling down, planes crashing into things, boats sinking in hurricanes. Um, and it's all really interesting, but I'm like, why is it recommending this? And then just the other day, a Mexican frickin' pirate ship crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. Dare I say the bridge took out the boat. Um, Two people passed away, unfortunately. But I mean, they're lucky more people didn't get hurt after watching all them disaster videos. Um, so were they like preparing us for a disaster? I don't know. Just weird. I don't believe in coincidence. Okay. Okay, and let me ask you this. Do reptilians run the world? What do you guys think of that? The guy who talks about it he seems reptilian to me. Um I can't remember his name. He's the one dude, that talks about reptilians, but he's been criticized as perhaps being anti-Semitic, and I think that's very possible. Because that seems to be a thing again these days. Um, okay, I mean, shapeshifters. I think they're shapeshifters. Um, like why reptilian? What do you guys think of that? Do you think it's just made up to scare us, or is there some truth to that? Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about MK Ultra because in the chat GPT, I I asked it about proven conspiracies, and MK Ultra came up. It is a proven conspiracy. The government did, in fact, experiment on people, and they. I thought I wrote it down, but they experimented on prisoners, the public, um, mental patients, um, and what they did was they wanted to weaponize the mind. I'm going to look into that a little more because I don't 100% understand what they mean by that. But they were given LSD. Um, they underwent sensory deprivation, ECT, sleep deprivation, and hypnosis. Hypnosis is a big red flag. Now, when I was signed up for that DBT program, the the therapist didn't have me figured out. She thought because I dyed my hair a lot and I had a little bit of an alternative style that I was going to be really open to Eastern religions and things like that, which isn't true. I'm a Christian, and I'm pretty strict about that. And I said, and she's like, oh, and we'll do hypnosis. And I was like, no, you're not fucking doing hypnosis on me. That sounds like a good way for them to plant shit in your head while you're in a trance. Um, and that has happened before. There's stories about evil psychiatrists like hypnotizing their patients and planting false abuse stories in their head and stuff like that. So most of the records from MK Ultra were destroyed. Like 73% of the records were destroyed. So a lot of things we'll just never know. And I'm sure in some ways, I wonder how they got away with it. Like, I wonder how the environments were controlled. Like, I can see if you were a mental patient, they might say, hey, we have this program. We have this wonderful evidence-based program. And then they put you in it, and it's fucking weird, like a cult, like DBT. Okay, and then the chat GPT talked about psychiatric abuse, and one of the examples, misdiagnosis used to control rather than to help. I was given that BPD diagnosis because they had classes, they had seats to fill in their DBT class. You know, BPD is said to be rare. Yeah, everybody who went to this place for help happened to have it, you know, and it really, really messed me up in the head for a long time. So I guess aside from that, so if you've been following this channel for a while, you will know that I am obsessed with the dead end kids. When I was up at the hospital in the waiting room the other day, I watched Spooks Run Wild. If you haven't seen that movie, you have to watch it. You can watch it on YouTube. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. That's actually one of my favorite ones. Bella Lugosi's in that one, and they go to this house. Dude, freaking kid gets shot in it, and the guy's like, it's just a buckshot. And it's like, okay. I love the 40s. Okay. Okay. It's David Icke. He's the reptilian guy. I think David Icke seems like a reptile. Okay. That's just my opinion. All alleged. He might just be talking about something that he is dealing with himself. Because the devil always speaks at half-truths. Let's see. My husband told me the other day that I flip-flop on a lot of things, which is very true. I don't think that I flip-flopped on the election. I pissed a lot of people off, too. Because I was all about Kamala Harris, and then I wasn't. And so I voted for Trump. And, I thought it would blow over, but it didn't. It didn't blow over. Those relationships still have not been mended. So, over a stupid election, over freaking billionaires. People. Ugh. It's not that deep. I promise. I mean, I guess in a way it is, because I know, like, the Republican Party obviously has problems. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. I tend to vote Republican, but I just have figured a lot of things out about the Democratic Party this past election that I don't like. So, things I don't identify with. still ain't done that biblical counseling, and I really need to. I got legit questions. Now, I think even this morning, I'm going to start reading the book of Enoch because I know it talks a lot about angels and demons and things like that. And I do believe, didn't Enoch ascend in full form? I could be wrong. I guess I'll find out when I read it. I just hope maybe it'll explain a few things, because I have this argument with people a lot. When you tell people that you've seen demons and things like that, they're just like, well, you're just mentally ill. Yeah, I bitch about that all the time. But no, there's something to it. There's something a little more going on there. And it's in the Bible, but the Bible kind of seems like they've left things out. They're only telling us the basics, which is okay in a lot of ways. But just like everything else, like bipolar is a good example. Even the name bipolar isn't really politically correct. Like, because it's defined as a shift in moods, but it's not just that. There's other things about bipolar. It's not just mood. Because that crazy therapist that I had a couple years ago, she used to ask me how my mood was, and I'd get really mad. But it's a lot of like other stuff, like psychotic stuff. So, but the scientific way, the psychology world describes it as a shift, an extreme shift in moods. So that's just kind of like a surface explanation for something that's much more complex. So I'm kind of hoping the Ethiopian Bible, it seems more complex, and it's much older than King James. It's like 800 years older. I think that's really interesting. So I like to learn about other cultures and things like that, and I do a lot of reading on. I don't plan to travel anywhere ever, unless it's here in the United States. So I like to read a lot about other places. It's like Jamaica would be so fun to go to tour, because I have family buried there, and but it's like too dangerous to go there and go to that part of Jamaica. So very unfortunate, you know. I don't know. God bless the USA. I think it's pretty dangerous here too. We're just accustomed to it. So okay, I don't know what else to say. If I can think of anything else, I'll hop back on. See you later. Bye.